56 trillion keys, right? Wait a second. Guys, before we start the tutorial, a very important warning, okay? You absolutely cannot use this software to try to find other people's wallets. Here on the channel, we're only finding wallets from the Puzzle Wallet or Satoshi Quest. These are wallets that were created in 2015 with the aim of proving Bitcoin's security, and they are made to be found. Why am I saying this? Because I uploaded this video yesterday and YouTube blocked my video. They think I'm here promoting or teaching how to install software that gives access to something that is not authorized. That's not true. Okay, YouTube, please pay attention. Even if someone wanted to use this software to crack someone's wallet, the normal wallet is 256 bits. And that's impossible. Not even you guys at Google with your little quantum computer can do that, okay? So, please, YouTube, don't block this video again. I asked, I even appealed, and they rejected my appeal. So, if they block it again, and I have to appeal again, and if you're reviewing this video as a human from YouTube, pay attention to this. I don't expect you to be an expert in cybersecurity, but I hope you at least understand what's the difference between a 66-bit wallet and a 656-bit wallet. And if YouTube blocks it again, unfortunately, I'm going to have to stop making videos. To run keyhunt, we need Linux. So, if you're using Windows, we're going to teach you how to install Linux for Windows now. Do you see this WSL? He means Windows Subsystem for Linux. Don't be afraid of Linux. Linux is very simple. It is your friend. We're going to teach you everything here to make this super simple, okay? Well, to install WSL, we will do it as follows. We will click here on Windows, or you can click on your keyboard, the Windows key, and if your Windows is in Portuguese, you will look for the control panel. As mine is in English, I will look for the control panel. Inside the control panel, you'll see where it says Programs. And now here under Programs, we're going to click on Turn Windows Features on or off. Mine is in English, so it says Turn Windows Features on or off. And it will open a little window with a bunch of options, and we're going to select three things. First, the WSL. Do you see that it's already here? Windows Subsystem for Linux. And we're also going to select the hypervisor and the virtual machine platform, okay? You're going to select these three, click OK, and then it will install Linux for you without needing to download any executables or do anything. And it will say something like this. You need to restart your computer after you do that. I'm going to restart here and we'll be back in a bit. If everything went well, now when you click on Windows, you'll see here, recently added Ubuntu. Or you can search here for Ubuntu. Just a reminder that this is the name of the Linux version. We're going to click here, Run as admin, to make sure we have access to everything. And yes, let's click on Yes. And then I'm getting this error here. I don't know if you'll get this error at your place, okay? If you get it, let's see what we're going to do about this error. To solve errors, I always use my friend ChatGPT. I just paste the error here, hit enter, and see what the first thing it says is, it's saying here to install, you need to update the kernel. So it already gives you the link here, and then it says download the update, install the update, check, and run the WSL update commands. All right, let's go. Let's click on the link. Just a reminder that we're on the Microsoft.com site to avoid downloading any shady software. So I'm downloading the x64 here because my processor is Intel, okay? If you're on ARM, it has other instructions here for you to follow. I'm going to click on the installer. I'm going to click Run. Welcome. I'm going to click Next. It's funny that usually with shady software, you just click Next several times. Next, 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 and then it, girl, a bunch of stuff. This one has nothing. We downloaded it straight from Microsoft.com, so it just had a next and finished. I managed to install the kernel. Let's see. Now if our Ubuntu is going to work.
Now it's different. Can you see? He's showing it there, installing. This can take a few minutes. Now it worked, see? Do you see? If you have that kernel issue, do what I mentioned. Click on that link. I'll also leave the kernel link in the description because some of you might need it, okay? So I'm going to leave the link for you. You won't even need to go to the GPT chat to look for it. So did it work? He's going to say, enter a Unix username. That's for you to choose your username. All right, all of Linux. It needs a user. You can't use Linux without a user. I'm going to put Leo, which is my default username. He's going to ask for a password, probably as a formality. It says he has a... There are certain rules, expressions. I mean, he has rules for that name. I don't think it can be uppercase. I'm not going to try to read it in lowercase, and then it worked. And now he's going to ask me for a password. I'm going to try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if he's going to let me see it. It let me. I'm going to put it in again. And I'm there in Linux. To test, I'm going to use the ls command, which is similar to the dir command. Remember the dir command from Windows that shows everything in the folder? I'm going to type ls here, and it says there's nothing. So let's do a touch here. Touch is for creating a file. I'm going to click here on file. And now I'm going to do the ls again, and there's my file there in Linux. If I do -ela, he's going to give me the permissions and other information. Look how cool that is. It gives me the permissions of the files. It shows me hidden files. See, that start with a dot. So, perfect. I'm in Linux now, and I'm going to teach you a command which is one of the most important commands in Linux, which is pwd. It means print working directory, and it means to tell you where you are. You got here in Linux, you're lost, it's your first time. Use this little command that will save you. pwd, where am I? You hit enter and it will say you're in home, Leo, okay. Every Linux has this user directory, which is Leo. And if you have another user, it will be home, João, okay. I don't know what, and now what are we going to do? Now that we have Linux running inside Windows, we can run our keyhunt. Now we're going to do the following. We're going to go to the keyhunt repository. I'll leave the link in the description, and I'm going to make a disclaimer here, okay. This repository has 3 stars. It has a ton of files, okay. It doesn't have an executable file, which is a great sign. If you find a repository with an executable file, stay away from it. I've explained several times why he's probably going to be drunk. And I didn't check, okay? Everything, I took a quick glance like diagonally at the main files. It seems legitimate to me, it seems pure. So, do your own due diligence. Go ahead and research and see. It's your risk, okay? It's what we say, whenever you're looking to take a step further to improve your efficiency, you're taking a risk. This repository from Alberto is well known, so the risk is low. There are others that are forks. You come here, there are 242 forks. What is a fork? A fork is a copy of this code that someone makes changes to later. And then we even have a subscriber from the channel who used a compromised copy and had their Bitcoin stolen. So be very careful. Having made that disclaimer, let's do the following. We're going to clone this repository. To clone, we're going to click here on code. You're going to grab the HTTPS address and head back to Linux. Here in Linux, we're going to use the command git clone, and we're going to pass him this address that we copied from GitHub. He's going to clone it into my repository inside the folder that I'm in, okay? Which is the / keyhunt for my repository inside the folder that I'm in, okay? What is the /leo/home? Are you cloning keyhunt? And now when I run ls, it's going to say that there's a file, which is a file, and the keyhunt, which is blue because it's a folder. If I do cd keyhunt, I'm going to enter that folder, and then if I run pwd, which is that little command I taught you before, it's going to say that I'm in the root. Home, root, Leo, keyhunt, and here, inside the keyhunt, I'm going to run an ls. I have all these files that I have here in Git. Now that we have Linux running on Windows and the repository is already cloned, just follow the step-by-step instructions in the README. Here it says that the first thing is to run the /keyhunt. But if we try to run this, it's going to show here keyhunt no such file or directory. Why? Because before we run this, we need to compile it. We need to install it here. So let's run an apt update and upgrade here. It gave an error here, see? He doesn't have access, so I'm going to use the sudo command. The sudo command in Linux is the God mode. I can do whatever I want. I don't want to hear about the options. I'm the owner of the computer. And it's going to ask for the password that I set earlier. Remember, ano 2 3 4 thing? You choose whatever password you want, and then it will work. I'm not going to install Git, because Git is already installed. Just a reminder that you'll run all these little commands here with sudo, otherwise it won't have permission to install things. And now here's the last little command. Let's run it with sudo. Awesome. Everything ran. We've already done this. We cloned the repository. We did cd keyhunt, which means we're already inside the repository folder. Now we're going to run make, okay? And make will do a bunch of things to compile our code, and then we'll have the keyhunt executable. But it's not an executable that we downloaded from the internet and is compromised. It's an executable that was made from this source code here. So if we're sure that this source code isn't compromised, then this executable won't be either. It will be clean. To be sure, you have to analyze the entire code and understand what the code does. Guys, I know it's not simple, but no pain, no gain. If you want to run billions, trillions of keys per second, you have to do it. So my dear hunter, if you did everything right, just like I taught you, or if you got lucky, because sometimes you run into a problem here, a problem there, if you have any issues, go ahead and join our Facebook or Discord group, ask someone for help, or leave a comment here and I'll try to assist you. You're going to run keyhunt now. And it will work. Look there, version 02. Satoshi Quest, which means they are the wallet puzzles. There are several names for this challenge. If we run keyhunt H for help, it will give us all the help we need. Do you see, after Alberto, back here in the repository, pay attention that there's a folder called test. Do you see 4 tests? And here it already gives several examples. Look how cool. Do you see wallet 120, wallet 66, for example? This is wallet 66. For those who are looking for it, you probably know all its numbers by heart, right? We have here from 1 to 32, for example. It has all the puzzle wallets from 1 to 32. And, well, there are several unsolved ones. These are all the wallets that are still being searched for, meaning they haven't been found yet. There's a lot of cool stuff in this test folder, and we're going to use that to run our program. So, let's start by testing from 1 to 32. What are we going to do? We're going to run keyhunt, and we're going to pass ftests. And we're going to pass the name of the file. The name of the file is 1 to 32 de xt. Now, I'm going to press enter onto 32 dx. And it's going to search, it's going to start searching, and it has already found several, do you see? It's finding one after another. For those who know the challenge, they already know which one. D2, C55, everyone knows that's our wallet 20. The wallet that we always used to test, do you see? It found several wallets here in just a few seconds, do you see? This wallet has this key here, this key here. It already gives you the public key, the address, everything. And it found all of them up to this one here. I don't know what this one is, okay? But the cool thing is that, look, the total was approximately 55 million keys in 30 seconds. Or about 1 million keys per second. Not much different from what we achieved with our Go code. Our Go code. It has a performance that's a little bit less than that. For you to see, people talk about keyhunt. If you run keyhunt in normal mode, its efficiency is a little lower than Go's. The big deal here is that it has a BSGS algorithm, and that's a whole different story, a different strategy, and you'll be looking for other wallets. Instead of looking for wallet 66, you'll be looking for wallet 125, wallet 130, anyway. The wallets that are 5 at a time, which are harder, but have their public key revealed. I'm going to show you how to use BSGS to search for the wallet, okay? The wallets 130, 135, and 125, forget it, they've already been found. So it's pointless for us to look for them. I'm going to show you how we search for wallet 130. He's saying here just use this M for mode BSGS, big step, giant step, which is our algorithm, and pass the file. So let's go. Let's open our Linux again. Let's first open the test folder to see which file we're going to use. We're going to use this 130 txt, and we're going to use our Linux again. We're going to run it again, /keyhunt. MBGs, big step, giant step, and we're going to pass the F for file tests. It's tests in plural /130, and if you want to check if it's correct, you press tab and C. It completes it for you. If it doesn't complete, it's because you're in the wrong folder. And now I'm going to press enter, and it's going to start creating an insane speed. Why? because the BSGS is a much more efficient algorithm than the brute force algorithm we use to find it from the address. This one searches based on the public key. And it has an initial setup that is heavy, but after this setup, it starts running pretty fast. If we run the /keyhunt -h -help and see the options. One of the options is the capital R, which is what you all love. The random option, it goes randomly, maximizing me, your luck, my lucky ones. And there's also the lowercase r, which is for you to choose where to start and where to end. I'm going to take an example of it, which is the BSG's mode. The file is 125 from the public key 125, and it's using random. So let's copy this one and test it to see what happens. It does everything it needs to do, and we'll start running our script to search. Do you see the hunt is spot on? It gives 125, and it's already searching. Look, everyone, 56 terahashes per second. This here is 1,000 million, billion, trillion, 56 trillion keys per second. But remember that this is another algorithm which searches for the public key and not the private key. So it only works for wallets in increments of 5. 105, 110, these have already been found using this algorithm, something similar. And we can search for 130, 135, 140, up to 160. The hard wallets in increments of 5 have their public key revealed. That's why you can run these algorithms at absurd speeds never seen before on the face of the earth. In summary, we installed Linux, cloned the repository, ran make to compile the program, and used the program in the command line with all the parameters. It's not recommended for beginner users, okay? If you're a beginner, check out BTC Finder or even BTC Go. If you're a bit more advanced or if you're at an intermediate level, then you can have some fun with it, guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and see you next time, guys.